Speech given by His Holiness Bhakti Vikasa Swami, recorded on 10th November 1985 in ISKCON farm near Udupi.
One realization that we've all been having, I'm sure, I know most devotees in our age group are all having, is that life is short, you don't have much time. It's not going to be prepare to meet thy Creator, as we find on different Christian slogans. Actually, it stems from the Bible, we find in South India especially. They put up, prepare to meet thy Creator. So that also tied in with something we were singing, Jaya Dvija Padmi Jaya Nagakanyaran Bhakti Teja Hara Kaila Govinda Charan. I was just reading this about the Dvija Padnis, the wives of the Yogic Brahmanas. There's a very nice description how they were involved in their family affairs, looking after their husbands and children, doing these rituals, but they're always thinking of Krishna. But they're on a different part of Vrindavan, because Krishna didn't come there much. He didn't go that side, so they never saw him. But they're always thinking about it. Then, there's so many nice instructions in this story that Krishna and Balaram, I always think of this, was Krishna and Balaram sent, and they came back and said, well, the Brahmins didn't give us anything. So Krishna said, don't worry, that begging is like that. You can't expect to be successful everywhere. It's like that. Krishna also has experience as a beggar. He knows everything. He's in the heart of everyone. So he knows everything about everything. But even he's a beggar also. Brahman Dev Leela, he comes, begs. Everything he's done. He's been everywhere, done everything. That's Krishna. He's an experience in everything. So the yogic Brahmana's wives, when they heard, they were only too happy. They cooked all these things. They're pure devotees. So I always think of Krishna when they're cooking. Actually, we cook all these things for offering and sacrifice. And the Lord of sacrifice is Lord Vishnu, but he's just a little distance away, he's there, but we never got a chance to see him. Then the boys came and said, do you think you have any food? We're very hungry, we've been out here. And we didn't have anything to eat all morning because that morning, who was it already? He killed one demon in the morning. Who was it? That was, she's not coming in dinner. Anyway, they missed their breakfast. They're very busy killing some demon. So then they're so happy, and then they got everything ready, and then they went, and they're going out, and they think, how are we going to see? And then they saw him in his description. Krishna was just standing there, looking more attractive than millions of cupids with a flower and so on his ear, as described. He was putting on some flower garland, just standing there with his arm on someone's shoulder. And it's just what they'd always been thinking of. All these years, they'd had to do all these things and all these rituals and family, always, and then they saw him. Last they saw him. So that I was thinking, we don't have much time. Whatever we have to do, we have to do. So we don't know, we can only, man proposes, God disposes. So we have to try to do something to serve Krishna in this very important time in history, spreading of the Sankirtan movement time, do whatever we can. But that simultaneously, that we're doing, and we're also thinking that when will we meet with Krishna, and that is our sincere hope and desire that Tyagva Bhegam Punar Jamna Naiti Ma Naiti Sodam Yadgadvan and Navatam Tetam Dhamma Parvam. After so many, Anadi Karma Parvam, Parivari Vadaguru, after so many lifetimes, just uselessly. Sometimes a frog. It rains, just the other night it rained, and immediately hear the frog, wah. That was me. What a waste of time, being a frog, or a snake, or a fly, or a John F. Kennedy, or a Mahatma Gandhi, what a waste of time. And now the chance to go back home, back to Godhead, be with Krishna. Prabhupada writes in the songbook in one of these purports that the goal of this Krishna conscious movement is to go back to Krishna and join him in his pleasure dance. So he says so many things. If you look, see what Prabhupada wrote, the goal of this movement is to inform the foolish leaders of this world that there is a soul in the body and that the whole mistake of human civilization is because we don't recognize the soul. So many things Prabhupada writes. The goal of this Krishna conscious movement is to fulfill the instructions of His Divine Grace, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami. So many things he writes. What is the goal? One of the things he writes is to join with the Supreme Lord in his pleasure dance. So that sometimes we're a little afraid to talk about these things because sometimes it's taken out of context, and some people they want pleasure dance now without any work now, samadhi later. So sometimes we think only work hard, but of course Prabhupada he showed us that it's not simply working machinery, but Mama Nasmarayudyata, think of Krishna and fight. Yeah. Prabhupada was a personification of working hard and thinking of Krishna. So that we have to cultivate also. Also think of Krishna. Prabhupada's so busy traveling here and there all over the world, but sometimes he just sit down and listen to Krishna, to what he read. Just sit and listen. So that also, that our goal of life, that when we leave this body, Prabhupada, you know that famous lecture Prabhupada says, just like going to sleep. And for a devotee when he dies, it's just like going to sleep, and when you wake up you're there in the spiritual world with Krishna. So, it's all there, everything is here. Everything we need to go back home, back to Godhead. We've got Prabhupada's books, constant source of knowledge, inspiration, guidance, everything we need. The holy names, non-different from Krishna. Srimad Bhagavatam, non-different from Krishna. We have that spiritual master who's so kind to us, and others who wouldn't even dream of coming anywhere near us. And that, alright, the whole world's going to become Krishna conscious, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, but we're here in India, we're very pure, and they're there, let them stay there. They'll stay here in Chennai. Krishna Prabhupada went to the gutter. Just like you see the scavengers in India, they go take out the garbage, see if there's anything valuable. There's some old bottles and plastic bags. Prabhupada did that for us when we were in the garbage. Picked us out of the garbage. So we have everything Prabhupada is to go back home. So let us take advantage of that. That's my thought for the hour. You say something, Ganesh Prabhu? There's so many things to say, so much, so rich, so many things to do in Krishna consciousness. Just that I was giving class the last few days on that first verse of Bhagavatam, and just going through Prabhupada giving one or two lines read from the purport, and then there's just so much. Even if you wanted to, I think you could just give class on the first sloka of Bhagavatam for a year or so. Just do the purport and go through. Just Prabhupada put so much in one or two lines. Just amazing. So much philosophy, so much depth, he just presses in one. Jai.